So I had this baby at home with no doctors, no midwife, no nurse, anything. I had an unassisted home birth or free birth, whatever you want to call it, natural birth, all of that. So this video is about my labor all the way to my delivery. So stay tuned. If you're interested in a unique perspective on the world, something different from someone that has been through it, been there, done that, you're going to subscribe to my channel and follow my journey. And I promise you, you'll love it. First, labor. So I had her on my exact due date. I was trying to get her out of me. Before that, I did the castor oil. That didn't work. I walked a lot. I tried to do squats, but it wasn't working for me because my hips were like all the way off. They hurt so bad. So I tried what I can do. I think I was taking evening primrose oil as well, and none of that worked. She was not coming early. I wasn't having any contractions until 3 a.m. on the day that she was due. She a feisty one. She's like, I am not coming until I'm supposed to come. Okay, girl. I went into labor at 3 a.m. on her birthday, and it was like a jolt. Like, it just started out of nowhere, and it woke me up out of my sleep. So the way that first one felt, I knew I was in labor, and I went to the bathroom to pee, and I wiped myself, and it was the mucus plug. So I was kind of excited, but the house was quiet, it was dark, so I just got my headphones and started listening to hypnobirthing music or meditative sounds. And I started recording my contractions. Around 9 a.m., that's when I started having like super strong contractions. The ones where I just wasn't having it anymore. I just lay down on the bed. Like before, I was sitting down, I was rocking on my ball. I tried to walk back and forth in the house. I took a shower, some things that just to keep me upright and moving. But as soon as that 9 a.m. mark came and those stronger contractions started happening, I'm a little dramatic. I just couldn't take it anymore. I stayed on the bed for a while and just start getting in like a doggy position on all fours once my contractions came. And then I felt that pushing sensation. That started around 11 a.m. And so once I felt that pushing sensation, I went to the bathroom and I started a bath. So I wanted to try to give birth in the bath, but the positioning that I was in, maybe my bathtub's too small or something. It wasn't happening in there either. In that bath, it wasn't happening for me. So I sat in the bath for a little while, and I had like 2 instances where I pooped. It looked like baby rat poop all over the bathtub, floating in the water and stuff. I was so embarrassed. So while I was in the bathtub, I was pushing. During my research, I learned that your body will know when to push, which I knew that I had to push because my body was telling me. It felt like I had to poop hecka bad. Like it was just super heavy and I needed to poop. Our bodies also are supposed to be able to push out the baby on our own. That's what the contractions are for. And if we are able to breathe correctly, then we won't have to do any excessive pushing. But all that it's what you call hypnobirthing, and I researched that too. I studied that a lot while pregnant. But all of that technique and stuff, it just went out the window when I was having my contractions. I was loud, I was yelling, and the pushing, it was just really hectic. I think I lost a lot of energy doing that. But good thing I didn't push too long. I was pushing for about 20 minutes in the bathtub. That wasn't working. And then I got out. I felt inside and I felt the baby's head. So I knew the baby was coming, but I really, really wanted the baby to get out as soon as possible. So I knew that standing up in the pool of gravity will bring the baby down a little faster. So I stood up, and maybe 5 to 10 minutes of pushing, she started crowning. So that was like, whew, like, okay, I got through all the contractions, and I'm finally at the delivery part. So I felt a little bit accomplished. The baby started crowning, and that's when I started feeling like this burning sensation. And this is my third baby, but this is the only baby that I had natural. The other two babies I had an epidural with, and I'll share my experiences with a natural birth versus an epidural birth. So look out for that video. Actually, you can subscribe. That'll be better. If you subscribe, then you'll get the video in your email or your notifications. So you do that if you want to know my experiences with an epidural versus a natural birth. So this baby, she was natural, and I had never felt the babies coming out of my vagina and the stretching feeling of my vagina. And that must have been the worst. That was the worst for me, because it felt like a burning sensation. Like it was a serious burning sensation. It was crazy. And so I have another video. You can go check that out too. The actual raw footage of the birth. I didn't really get the whole thing like I wanted to. You know, I wanted to get a video of me laboring and just the process of me pushing, but I didn't get that. I was just too focused on the baby and my support system. They were a little more cautious and kind of scared because they've never experienced it. So they were like not focused on taking videos. The baby came. She cried instantly when she came out. We sucked all the mucus out of her, and I kept the umbilical cord attached to her until my placenta was passed. And that's a whole nother experience. Oh my gosh, I didn't know that the placenta, when the placenta comes out, that was painful too. It was probably because my body was already sore from this baby and all the weight from the pregnancy. I was having hip problems and stuff. So all of that, and then this big bulge comes out. It was just like, ow, that extra ow. But it was all in good spirit, because it was such an enriching experience. I would choose a free birth over hospital birth or an unassisted birth over having doctors there or midwife any day, because it was a little more intimate. I felt more comfortable because there wasn't random people around me. It was my own house smell. Like, who likes the smell of the hospital? I hate it. And it just smells like too much. I don't even know. It just smells like death. And giving birth, it should be lively and happy and all of that. So the feeling of being at home, being able to be do whatever you want, like yell and scream and not have to worry about people around you, and just to be able to make decisions without someone asking you so many questions or looking down at you at the decisions that you make. It's wonderful. The experience of having the baby at home with no one there, it's amazing. It's like a very encouraging and powerful experience. You get to make decisions on your own, and being at home was so much more comfortable. I can basically do what I want and be able to spend like some intimate quality time with my child without having the baby go sent off to the nursery. Or if you like a unique perspective